Hey, Cindy, how you doing? This is Phil here. Want to tell you, my sister, feeling you. My wife and I, both of us, we watched 4 of your videos, the 3-part thing, and your last one, and I just want to tell you, my wife, you may know, my wife and I, we both left together at the same time. I had been in the organization 42 years, baptized 42 years. And I guess I was waking up in the last 10. And I tell you what, I wanted my wife to be here with me. She really has an aversion to being not just on camera, but the idea of being on YouTube. So what I told her I would do, this is specifically for you. I'm going to answer or put a link to this video for you to watch. After you watch it, I told her I would delete it. She's still a little shy about the camera, but I still think that she's a wonderful woman. Her family is all there in that organization, in religion. With me, my mother's no longer with us, and my father is not living in his country anymore. He never was one of Jehovah's Witnesses, so that just leaves myself and my sister. And my sister told me, well, we will have no further contact, when I was just telling her what I had discovered. And what really was you want to call the straw that broke the camel's back for me? Oh, there's I don't use the word hate very often because it's such a strong word. But some things I hate. I hate liars. I hate blasphemers. I hate pedophiles. There's no wiggle room. There's not even for one minuscule iota of a cell worth of room, but for me, that allows any sort of excuse for those things. And so that I guess it's kind of started with me. One of the people at my job was telling me about, Jehovah's Witnesses. You know about that? The whole pedophile thing with Jehovah's Witnesses? I did not. And I initially was trying to look to find stuff to prove him wrong. And why am I saying this? See, because my wife and I are different. For me, I told my brothers no. I have a tendency to go full Jeremiah on folks. That was the term we kind of came up with. And the brothers could not. I told them, from the Bible, explain to me. Explain your reasoning for this. I wrote the letter. You may have seen one of my prior videos. I read the letter, I think, in the video. But I wrote the letter first to the branch, knowing full well they wouldn't answer it. But I knew that they got it when they sent one of the elders to want to have a meeting with us. That's when I sent my second letter to the elders in that congregation. 2 copies, because I know how they do the filing system. This is the one for the branch. This is your copy. And I knew he had it in his hand, and so I was done with it. My wife, too. We both signed the letter. But since then, my wife's mother is now 87 years old. She's sickly, and they're caring for her sister and brother live in her mother's house with her, trying to take care of her, I suppose. Yeah, well, her mother is having some, I guess, they get older, memory starts going. Well, they were telling her apparently that my wife was not with us anymore or something to that effect. So my wife decided to come by to visit. Nobody wants to come to the door. They don't answer the phone when she calls. She still has a key to the house. That's the house that they grew up in. Use the key to go in. Hi, Mom. Well, the last time we went to visiting, we knocked on the door. No one came to the door. They changed the lock. Well, that's what that is. My encouragement, I guess, if you want to call it encouragement, to you is your feelings came through the video. I would say that if that's what you were looking to convey, you certainly did do that. I don't know that I have any great consoling words of wisdom. One of the things I learned in trying to counsel individuals is to never say, I know exactly how you feel. Because I don't know exactly how you feel. Even if we went through the exact same, Me going through it is not the same as you going through it. That being said, what I can do is try to encourage you. You seem like you're feeling weak right now. And you cited, I believe, 1 Corinthians, the 8th chapter, which mentioned where Paul was saying how nothing will separate us from the love of the Christ. Well, that meant that that means that nothing can separate us from his love. His love is so strong that nothing can separate us from him. In other words, he's got us. Nothing can take us from his hand. We can choose to want to leave, but it's us leaving him, not him leaving us. That said, that same apostle to the nations, Paul, who started out as Saul, as you know, persecuting Christ's followers. Jesus said he was persecuting him when he blinded him. You remember that, I'm sure. Well, later in the 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, Paul was talking about he had a thorn in the side. He said he received like an angel of Satan that kept slapping him, right? Now I'm going to get that because, yes, it's in 2 Corinthians. And this is the old one. This ain't the silver sword. Okay, I know. But anyhow, in the 12th chapter, verse... Oh, that's right. He related the vision that he had, where he when he heard an unspeakable word in the third heaven, not unspeakable as in bad, but something that in the language of angels that we as humans can't even speak that language, and it impressed him. But then he heard this. He felt, So in order that he don't boast, he was given a spirit of Satan, an angel of Satan, just keep slapping him. Became a real thorn to him in his flesh, right? Well, he had asked the Lord to remove it from him 3 times, it said. And what was the Lord's answer? In verse 10, is it? No, I'm sorry. It was in verse... Oh, let me just read it. In the second part of verse 7. Therefore, that I might not feel overly exalted, there was given me a thorn in the flesh, an angel of Satan to keep slapping me, that I might not be overly exalted. Right? Okay. In this behalf, 3 times I entreated the Lord that it might depart from me. Verse 9. And yet he really said to me, my undeserved kindness is sufficient for you, for my power is being made perfect in weakness. So then, let's go then to verse 10. Therefore I take pleasure in weakness and insults, in cases of need, in persecutions, in difficulties for Christ. You are going through a difficulty for Christ. Remember that he said, hey, no one who leaves mother, father, brothers, and sisters won't receive 100-fold in this system, along with persecutions, and in the next everlasting life. So, the encouragement, I guess, if you want to call it, if anything, that I have for you is, now, in this particular time, you see what's happening earth-wide. It's not a coincidence. I don't know how much you are studying that you do. I can't say for sure. I've been kind of busy myself. I've lost track of some things. I haven't been keeping up with you as much as I had been. You don't make a whole lot of videos anyway that I remember. Anyway, I certainly don't make a lot of videos, so I'm nobody to talk. But I will say this, that this time is very serious. Revelation, the 13th chapter, mentions that, these times, well, here's where here's where it means faith and endurance for the holy ones, or the faithful, or the elect, depending on which translation of the Bible you're reading. In other words, you were willing to leave what you knew, everything you knew, for the sake of the Christ. Well, so did the disciples who followed him when he was on earth. You did the same thing. There's no difference between you now and them then. They could see the literal Christ there. Okay, you are in a more blessed position because you can't physically see him. It's your heart that saw him. Your spirit saw him. Right now, you're weak. Well, what did he say? Your weakness, he's glorified in your weakness. The fact that you can be encouraged. You said you can't go back. It's not an option. You said that. Well, our master heard that. How do you think he felt when you said there's no option? You can't go back. You're feeling pain. I felt your pain when you said it. I know Jesus felt it. So he knows full well. He wept when Martha was crying over Lazarus. Do you think he doesn't feel like that about you? You think he wouldn't share with your tears right now? He did when you were shedding them. He's fully aware of them. He knows you. How do you know that I wasn't motivated to say this to you right now? Maybe you didn't remember to look in 2 Corinthians, but that's okay. The message is this. Your weakness glorifies his strength, because you can't say it was you that's doing it, that did it. Your success is not from you. It's from him. We don't earn life because of our will or our great power. It's through his grace. Period. So your salvation is in his hands. You would have dropped it. I would have dropped it. That's why he doesn't trust us to do that. He's got this. He's got you. You have made the decision and you're sticking to it. Satan keeps trying to turn your head back to where you came from. You look forward to where you're going, because this system is coming down. Not everything Jehovah's Witnesses told us was a lie. We can get into scriptural discussions about that, but suffice to say, the 37th Psalm doesn't talk about, hey, your heart's going to feel all good. No. Wicked ones will be removed. Revelation, get out of her, my people. Who do you think that is? It's the ones claiming to be his that truly are not. Get out from her. The man of lawlessness, it's not part of it is the organization you just left recently. So I'm shutting up. I'm long-winded. I talk for like 20 minutes, but Cindy, I'm saying this. This is just for you. Hopefully you've watched this whole thing. I pray that you feel better. You're in our prayers too. And I know you pray for others. Well, others pray for you too. You have, at least right now, okay, I'm one brother you gained. My wife is a sister that you've gained. You know how many others that you've gained? You may not, but Jesus does. He's got you. Because you don't. And you can be thankful for that, aren't you? That's awesome. Thank you, Jesus, that I don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have to worry about it. You just hold on to what you've got and you will be fine. Okay? Stay true. Don't give up. Don't look back. Keep looking forward. Okay? Talk to you later. Love you, sister. Bye.